Welcome to our virtual parent cafe. Today we're going to address some of the most common questions and concerns you have expressed to us about employment issues resulting from the COVID-19 crisis. While we are not able to provide specific legal advice, we are able to help guide you toward gaining a better understanding of these issues so that you are more equipped to make what you believe are the best decisions for you and your loved ones. First and foremost, please be aware that in order to qualify for unemployment insurance, you must be a U.S. citizen or legally present in the U.S. with work authorization, including those with deferred action for childhood arrivals, otherwise known as DACA, and temporary protected status, TPS. Whether your hours have been reduced, the future stability of your job has become uncertain, or you have been laid off, unemployment insurance could be a helpful resource at this time. But how do you know if you qualify? According to the NC Justice Center, you may qualify for unemployment insurance related to COVID-19 if, because of the virus, you lost your job or were furloughed, had your hours reduced, can't work because of a medical condition, or are following direct quarantine orders. It is also helpful to know that certain types of workers not previously eligible for unemployment insurance may be eligible during this time. Those workers include, for example, independent contractors such as Lyft drivers, Uber drivers, etc., freelancers, self-employed workers, people seeking part-time work, and workers with a work history normally too short to qualify. Now the question is, how do you apply? If you are out of work or have had your hours or work reduced, we recommend that you submit an application. Why? Because it can hurt. Nobody knows how long this crisis will last or what awaits us on the other side. Do what you can to help yourself and your family. So where do you apply? All unemployment insurance applications during the COVID-19 crisis must be filed online on the NC Department of Commerce website or over the phone at 1-888-737-0259. But it is very important that you keep this in mind. If you are getting paid leave through your employer, you must use that leave before applying for unemployment. What if my unemployment application is denied? I have heard this question many times. Now, imagine this scenario. After learning about the temporary changes made to unemployment insurance eligibility as a result of the COVID-19 crisis, you've decided to apply, and you did so online or over the phone, following all the necessary and recommended steps. Weeks or even months pass, and you're informed that your application has been denied. What is your next step? According to the NC Justice Center, you have 10 days to appeal the decision, which you must do in writing. For example, if you are denied on account of being an independent contractor and, as you just learned, you should now be eligible under the Federal Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, then we encourage you to submit that appeal in writing. To do this, make sure you have a legally valid reason to apply. Go to the appeals section of the North Carolina Department of Commerce website and log in using the account also called your portal, that you created when you first applied. And again, make sure to file within 10 days of being denied. If I believe my workplace is unsafe, but my employer requires I work, what should I do? Another question that has come up time and again. And this question is much more difficult to answer because the conditions that the COVID-19 crisis has put us in has likely altered our perceptions of what is safe and unsafe at work. For that reason, we are going to try to stick to addressing workplace safety issues that pertain to the COVID-19 crisis. In other words, when we talk in this section or any other about workplace safety, we will be discussing safety with respect to either contracting or spreading the virus at the workplace, and what actions you may take should you find yourself feeling unsafe at work. That does not mean, though, that you shouldn't feel entitled to do what you think is most safe for you and your family. What we want to emphasize here is that we both empower you to do what you know is best for you and your family, and encourage you to make an informed decision. Because everybody's employment situation is different, and we couldn't possibly address each and every one, we instead provide you with suggestions or reminders on what course of action to take should you decide not to go back to work because you feel it is unsafe. First, speak with your employer about your concern and request the safety materials you need and say why you need them. Tell your employer that you want to work, but because of the unsafe conditions, you cannot work until the conditions are fixed. If the conditions are not fixed, or you are not provided with the safety equipment you believe is necessary to safely do your job, tell your employer that you do not wish to leave, but without the safety issues addressed, you have no choice but not to report to work. Apply for unemployment benefits, explaining in the application that you are not working because your workplace is unsafe, making sure to state your reason and the steps you had taken to try to fix your safety concerns before you left. And be specific. For example, if you are immunocompromised because of a medication you take and your job requires you to interact with others regularly, you would want to state that is the reason why you have chosen to take the time off of work. Because we are not lawyers and so cannot provide legal advice, we have consulted with Legal Aid of North Carolina, a nonprofit law firm that provides free legal services to low-income people in North Carolina. Their practice areas include accessing basic needs, ensuring safety and stability, and supporting economic security. They offered their time and guidance in the preparation of this presentation and checked it for accuracy, and for that, we are tremendously grateful. Thank you so much to Legal Aid of North Carolina.